Yo, 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 what up, guys? This is Dave. Gonna try to do another stream today. Gonna share my screen here. Getting into let's see, what draft is this one? This is the pug. So you're only allowed to enter 3 times in this one. So waiting in the lobby, waiting for one more person. So we tried to get into this yesterday, but there's only two of us, and I just dipped out. All right, cool. It is full now. Let's go. So, in case you guys didn't know, 2 out of the 12 teams advance. Then 1 out of 5. After that, 1 out of 5, and it's the 124 seat final. So, not too bad. Not like the puppy draft that we usually get in, or at least that I usually get in. Um, that one's a little more three. Yeah, here you go. 375 seat final. It's 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. Um, but let's see what pick we got. We got pick 7. So pick 7, I usually go with Christian McCaffrey or Amon-Ra St. Brown. So we'll see what the draft gives us. Um, but let's see. Let's see how many badges there are. One, two, three, four. There's only 4 today, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. I've been in a draft where it's like 8 badges before. And if they have a badge, then they've drafted like insane amount of teams. Dejon Robinson goes at the 1-1 in this draft, which is you don't really see it too often. You see Gibbs go at the 1. Then it's Gibbs, Jamar Chase, Puka Nakua, JSN. Um, I'm leaning to go with CMC. He goes, so I'm going with Amon Ra. Here, let me pull up let me pull this up for you guys right here. This looks a little better. So I do these draft. I was doing these best ball drafts maybe about once or twice a day, and I figured, what the heck, why not stream it if I'm on here anyways, if I'm doing these anyways, and so it's just pretty much an average guy just doing these drafts every day. So I figured if you guys want to see someone else stream this or look at how or why they stream or why they pick players, so figured why not, kind of give you guys an idea of like what other people are thinking or whatever the case may be. If you guys want to just look at, I try to think out loud, and so why I choose the players or what my strategy is, and so just in case you guys want to check it out, go for it. Take a sip of my drink. Chase Brown goes. Marion Hampton goes after him. Kenneth Walker. Let's see, who am I going to take? Let's see who they go with. They go with Devon Achan. I'm not sure. I took Derrick Henry yesterday. I'm not a big Derrick Henry fan. I know he's about 30 years old. AJ Brown, I have Drake London above AJ Brown actually. So I might just go with 2 top tier wide receivers with Amon Ra and Drake London here at the start, the 1-2. Derrick Henry goes to the CMC team. Nico Collins goes to the JSN team. I like this pairing actually. I think Nico Collins is going to do a lot better this year. So um, Drake London scares me a little bit just because the quarterback play. I know. Yeah, like when is Penix gonna start? You know, Tua looked Tua looked cheeks last year. If I'm being honest, he looked pretty bad. So I had HN and I would watch last year for my regular home redraft league, and I had HN and I was just watching the Miami games, hoping he'd go off, and HN and Tua was just dumping the balls outside and just to the floor. It was hard to watch, if I'm being honest. So I like London as a player. It just scares me a little bit being that Tua is the quarterback. Jeremiah Love goes. Malik Neighbors goes pretty early, considering he's hurt. He tends to fall in the fourth round, and so let's see who we're able to get here. Should we go Trey McBride? We do have the back-to-back wide receivers with Alvin Raw. I don't want to reach on Javante. George Pickens goes. So I'm going with Trey McBride. I think he could give me around the same points as Chris Olave. I do like Chris Olave though, so if you take Chris Olave, I totally get it. Um, I just think Trey McBride was pretty good there. Plus, I think he fell about 3 spots. Yep, ADP 28. We got him at pick 31. So, see, maybe we could get Javante, Tedera, Josh Jacobs, or Cam Scatterbo in the next round. See if I can make this a little smaller to kind of just bring it in. Yo, did my thing freeze? Please tell me my thing didn't freeze. There you go. Josh Allen goes at pick 38. Yo. Sorry, I'm looking at my other screen on this side, and looks like it might have froze a little bit. Come on. Terry McLaurin goes. McMillan goes. Pick 40, then Terry McLaurin. Cam Scatterbo is available, so I think I'm going to take Cam. I need a running back anyways, and I like him better than Garrett Wilson. I don't need another wide receiver at the moment. I like Cam Scatterbo where we got him. So Loveland goes at pick 43. Luther Burden goes at pick 44. I'm not a big Burden fan, if I'm being honest. I don't know, what, if you're watching this, or whoever watches this, I don't know how you guys feel about Burden. Hearing good things supposedly out of training camp, but who knows. Garrett Wilson goes at pick 45. Waddle goes at pick 46. Let's see if any of these teams pick 12. The guy at 12 takes back-to-back running backs with James Cook, Javante, and Josh Jacobs. I think that's the only team that seems kind of unbalanced in a way. Um, so we'll see how that team kind of looks. Devontae Adams, and then Williams goes at pick 49. Trevion Henderson. Let's see who we're possibly able to get here. I like Montgomery. I'm surprised Montgomery is going after Trevion. Well, he just went. I like DeAndre. I'm not a big Judkins fan. I like Bucky. Not a big Tootin fan. Might take Carnell Tate. Let's see how this plays out. DeAndre Swift goes at pick 52. Out of the quarterbacks in this round 5, I like Trevion. To me, I would go Montgomery, Swift, then Henderson, um, or Montgomery, Swift, Bucky, then Henderson, just because I don't know when Henderson's going to be the starter. More goes. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get Bucky here. Um, I like Cornell Tate, but I do need a second running back, and I like Bucky Irving. Might be a little worried about the shoulder, but I think we're okay. We're a pretty balanced team right now. So we have Almond Ross, wide receiver one, Drake London, wide receiver two. Excuse me. McBride as the elite tight end. So we're not taking another tight end until maybe about depending what quarterback we get, maybe we could get another tight end to stack them. Scatterable as my RB1, Irving as my RB2. Carnell Tate goes right after us. So, if Bucky Irving would have gone to this CMC team or the pack app, I would have taken Carnell Tate. I I think he's gonna do great this year. Odunze and Jordan Tyson goes like back to back to team 12. That kind of makes sense. He needed wide receivers as he took three running backs on the second, third, and fourth pick. Let's see who we're able to take. Drake May. Man. Should we get an elite quarterback? I'm on the board. I don't have anyone to kind of like stack them. Crap, who do we go with? Well, we went with Price. I'm okay with it. I wasn't panicking. I was just like I was okay with that pick. I know we need another pretty solid running back. On the later rounds, I'm not a big fan of these running backs, so I'm okay with Price. I know Charbonnet's hurt. Kenneth Walker's now at KC, so who's gonna be there. So we'll see where that goes. Drake May goes right after us, and then plus we have the two anchor wide receivers. So I may have needed some help with Jeremiah Price, Jadarian Price. Sorry. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and then Prescott go right after. Caleb Williams. So yeah, elite quarterbacks just go quick on the round six. I mean, can you call Dak Prescott an elite quarterback? I don't think so. I'm surprised Dak went before Caleb Williams, and then this on team two takes him before Caleb, and he doesn't even have a stacking options with Dak. So which is weird. And then he takes just an unstackable or unstacked Justin Herbert, which is also weird. He could have taken Justin Herbert and then Quinn Johnston on round seven. So we're about to be up. Dang, I should have taken a wide receiver on the last one. I'd rather take Chuba. Man, Warren goes. I'm not a big fan of DK Metcalf. I think Chuba will be more beneficial. I'm going to take Chuba Hubbard. Oh, it's kind of auto drafted there. And then just kind of wish I could just get wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver in the next few rounds. So I'm just gonna see who I would take. Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed. Like I mentioned yesterday, Green Bay Packer wide receivers kind of. I'm not a big fan because I just don't know. I know they spread the ball around, and I don't know who's gonna have the crazy game. Um, so unless you get like Tucker Craft, Jaden Reed, or Tucker Craft and Watson on your team, and then maybe you could get the stack with Jordan Love. That seems fine to me. I think if in one of your drafts you just kind of want to test it out, but if I'm trying to think one of them is gonna do well, yeah, I'm not a big fan. So we took four running backs in a row. It's kind of See if who could have we gotten? PJ Washington instead of Jadarian Price? Nah, don't like it. Alec Pierce? Nah, he's hurt. Makai Lemon, I think he's great. I think he's a great wide receiver. And then AJ Brown not being there, I think that would have been a great pick, but he could have probably fallen Quinn Johnson as well. So let's see who we're able to get. Jaden Reed might just fall to us. Jaden Reed, who went before Josh Downs goes? Not a big fan of Jaden Reed, if I'm being honest, or at least any of the Green Bay by 6 and 11. Jaden Reed has a buy of 11. I have Drake London with a buy of 11, week 11. So I'm good taking Xavier Worthy. I'll click on Patrick Mahomes just in case he falls like crazy. I mean, I could have taken a quarterback there, but I mean, I still have Jared Goff here that I could pair up with St. Brown, which I don't mind. I think that's a pretty good pairing, especially if I'm going to ask my wide receiver one, and kind of hope Jared Goff just goes off. Well, at least Detroit, you know. So let's look at the draft board here. Patrick Mahomes goes to this team at number 2. They take back quarterbacks, which kind of weird if you're still in these early rounds. I wouldn't mind taking back quarterbacks or back to back quarterbacks in these later rounds, like 9 and 10 or 10 or 11. Um, but when you have two backs, I guess you have the anchor running back with Jameer Gibbs, but even Trevion, you know when he's gonna start. You don't know when he's just gonna go absolutely nuts, and so you kind of need someone, you know. I might reach Umbo next. I don't know if he'll make it back to me in 10 picks after, and I don't want to risk it. I do like Brock Purdy though, but I don't have a stack with Brock. I like Jackson Dart as well if I had Brock Purdy goes. I think he wants to pair him up with CMC. I like Jackson Dart. I'm not gonna take a tight end. I have an elite tight end with Trey McBride. So although I like Harold Fannin, although I like Kyle Pitts, yeah, I'm not gonna take him. I like Jackson Dart, but I don't have a Jackson Dart. Uh, someone I could stack with Jackson Dart. Well, I mean, I do have Catabo. I could pair him up, but it's not really a stacking option. So Pearsall goes at pick 104. Kyle Pitts goes at 105. Murray and Dart goes. See, I have to start getting some quarterbacks here. I don't want to fall behind on quarterback points and just kind of be screwed, you know. Tyler Shug goes. I'm a big Tyler Shug fan. I think he's going to do great. I'm a Raider fan, by the way. So, for me to say I'm a fan of another player or quarterback, that's kind of, I think, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but I think it means a lot. CeeDee Lamb. I like this team at 12, even though they went with the like two back running backs. I picked 2, 3, and 4. They kind of made it up with Roma Dunze, Jordan Tyson, Cortland Sutton, and Wilson. Let's see, who can we get here? Oof. Should have probably been paying attention here. Should I just take Jordan Mason and just call it? Call it at running back? I think I might just do that. I don't have anyone to stack with Bo Nix. Um, yeah, man. Okay. I should probably been paying attention if I'm being honest, but Jordan Mason's not a bad pick. Um, Maybe I should have taken Bo Nix and I could have had other options later down the draft to be able to stack them. But I was over here yapping a little too much. Casey Concepcion, I should have probably taken him as well. I'm pretty stacked at running back, and I think he's a great pickup. I was kind of hoping, I don't know, I kind of just panicked at that pick there and saw the next best available player to my standards or to my rankings, I should say. JCM goes. If Baker falls, I'll take Baker. Jared Goff has a buy of 6. I have some options I could stack Baker with later down. See, I don't like the wide receivers here, so I should probably take in Casey Concepcion. Baker goes, so I gotta figure out who I could pick up here. I'll probably take Malik Willis just so I can get some quarterback points. Has a bye week of 6. Man, he shares the same bye week as Jared Goff. Crap. I don't like Shakir. I'm done at running back. Shaheed. Maybe I could get Shaheed and pair up with Sam Darnold later. Yeah, let's do that. Yep, I could do that. There you go. We're not too screwed here, you know. Gotta go with what the draft gives you, man. Gotta if you make one mistake on one of the earlier rounds, you gotta pivot and correct yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't too messed up. We're doing all right. So now my goal is hopefully no one takes Sam Darnold in the next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see how's the quarterback. This guy has 2. This guy has 2. 1, 1, 1. So we might be a little screwed. See, there's Malik Willis, Cam Ward, C.J. Stroud. So there's some options here. This guy takes Cam Ward. This guy takes Stephon Diggs, but he does have 2 QBs. I'm more worried about these 2 guys that pick 8 and 9. So we'll see. And I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth on the pages here, but I'm trying to show you guys what's available based on ADP and how the draft board is going. So Kitty Mitchell goes, Malik Willis goes. So we are able to take Sam Darnold. He has a different buy of than Jared Goff, so I'm okay with it. Um, I'm good not taking some of these QBs. I'm sorry, these tight ends. So I'm okay with Sam Darnold. I do need to start picking up the slack on wide receivers, though. I do have the 2 anchor wide receivers with Amon Ra and Drake London, but again, what worries me a little bit is that quarterback play at Atlanta. So we'll see. And again, like I mentioned, we can just go with what the draft gives you. Who do you guys like better? Who do Denzel Boston or Trey Tucker? I think Trey Tucker. I'm a Raiders fan, so I think Trey Tucker might do well, but I think he'll be like a boomer bust. Give you some good weeks, and other weeks just give you like 3 or 2 or 5 fantasy points with like 2 receptions. But all right, let's look at the draft board. Ferguson, Goddard, CJ Stroud go right after my picks. So pick 142, Omar Cooper goes. Coleman, Okonokwakwo goes up, pick 144. Let's see, we need some wide receivers, possibly a tight end. We're at the double-digit round already, so Daniel Jones is still available. Bryce Young. I do want to take another quarterback just because I want to be able to kind of. Should we take Juwan Jennings? Sorry, guys, thinking out loud here. I do want to take another tight end, but I'm confident Trey McBride might do okay. So I think we could possibly get someone else, maybe a stack with Sam Darnold. So I'm going for upside. I think Denzel Boston might. So Juwan Jennings is wide receiver three in his team. Denzel Boston may be the wide receiver three in his own team. Trey Tucker. Oof, well, I guess we went with Denzel Boston. I would have been okay taking Trey Tucker as well. I should have probably taken Trey Tucker, to be honest. Then I could have stacked him with Fernando Mendoza on the next pick. I fucked up. I messed up bad. I should have taken Trey Tucker. Um, yeah, that's kind of my screw up. Messed up. I should have taken Trey Tucker, and I realized I did want to take another quarterback. This guy might just take that quarterback though. Pick 11. He might just take Mendoza at pick 158. Let's see if he takes him. He takes Tank Bigsby. So we kind of messed up. We should have taken Trey Tucker here. We could have stacked him with Mendoza on this pick, but it's all right. Let's see what we can do here. Um, let's see how many picks. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You think we could get Mendoza on the way back? Man, I should have just taken I should have taken Trey Tucker. All right, guys. So learn from my mistakes. If you're watching this, I took Mendoza. I don't want to, I want to guarantee by week 6 I have another starter from the Mendoza. I think he can do that. So, if you're in this pick 7, where are we? Yeah, we're at pick 7, and you're kind of thinking of following my draft. Just know, take Trey Tucker at round 13, and then you could take Mendoza to stack them. So kind of kind of my bad, but I do like if I wouldn't have able to get Mendoza, I would have been okay with Denzel Boston, but you know, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. We don't always have to do stats, but it can be helpful in basketball. So let's see how these later rounds go. Kenyon Sadiq is someone I'm targeting in these later rounds, so he goes before our pick. Charbonnet, he won't be available till like what is it, week 10, if I'm not mistaken. So, not a big fan. Tyler Algier, not too bad. So, but then again, we're done with running backs. We have running backs. I'm okay with. We took in the middle round, so I'm not gonna take another running back. So I'm just gonna smash wide receiver and tight end on these later rounds, and then let's see who we're able to get. Might take Isaac Tesla since we already have Jared Goff and Amon Ron. So let's see if he falls. See if he's available to us on his next pick. I hope this person doesn't auto draft. He takes Isaac Tesla. That's kind of screws us. I'm not a big fan of Adonai Mitchell. I'll probably take AJ Barner to stack with Sam Darnold or Antonio Williams. Yeah, let's take AJ Barner. I'll take that stacking option. So I have double stack Sam Darnold with Shaheed and AJ Barner. Not bad, pretty good. I had Jared Goff stacked with Amon Ra, and I could have gotten stacked Fernando Mendoza with Trey Tucker, but your boy took Denzel Boston instead, and he shares the same bye week as Raheem Shaheed. So and Drake London. So there you go. I fucked up, or I messed up. I should say. Yeah, sorry guys. Should have taken Trey Tucker. Should have been paying attention a little more. Kind of froze on that pick, but if you're watching this is why we watch the YouTube videos, right? This is why we kind of prepare before the big game starts to kind of see how we can better our draft picks. So learn from it, y'all. Learn from it. Malik Washington goes. I would have wished he kind of would have fallen to 186 for me, but let's see who we're able to take. Jerry Judy or Jeremy Bernard, I've been taking them quite a bit in my drafts. So Jerry Judy has by 11. Crap. Now I'm forced to take Jeremy Bernard. All right, we'll take him. And kind of hope Pittsburgh just starts just throwing the ball. Jeremy Bernard. Let's see. Steelers. Steelers depth chart. He's in there, so he's a starter. Let's hope for the best. I just hope he gets targets. So I might not take another tight end. I'm okay with Barner and Trey McBride, especially since I took McBride up in the third round. So we'll see. Let's see who else is available. I might be going for some upside. We do have the two anchor wide receivers. So let's see who's will be available. Ooh, Tank Dell, Cooper Cup. I feel like I could get other players. I think I might be okay with Shaheed over Cup. I'm going for upside here, so I like Taquan Thornton just cause just because I don't think the Chiefs are gonna have the possibility of. So I'm going with eight receivers. Not sure if I mentioned that, but Tank Dell might give you some big weeks. But Taquan Thornton has a bye week of 5. I have Xavier Worthy, so I think Patrick. Although I don't have Patrick Mahomes as one of my quarterbacks, I think he's a good quarterback. He's probably not gonna be as mobile as the last few years, especially with him getting um, that injury late last season. So if Rasheed Rice is not doing well, Xavier Worthy or Taquan Thornton, one of those two is just gonna have some great weeks. So again, I'm going for the upside, especially in these drafts. So I'm happy taking Taquan Thornton there. So let's see if I'm able to stack someone with Fernando Mendoza. I know Jack Bash is available. Just don't know. Let's look at the Raiders. He's like way back there. And I still think they might take another. Oh, Jack Bash is actually in the starting lineup. Heck, why not? Supposedly he's a great prospect. So Trey Tucker, Jalen Naylor, Jack Bash. Again, I'm going for upside. He might just have random weeks where he just goes off. So let's see if there's any updates. Oh, look at this guy. Okay. Sorry, man. See if there's any. I don't know, man. Chris Brazel or Brazel. Keishon Booty still available. I think Keishon Booty might be traded. Well, just took Jack Bash. I'm okay with it. Maybe any of these other wide receivers that could have been duds or they're zeros. So I'm okay having that stacking option with Fernando Mendoza, and maybe just maybe one of the weeks they they just pair up and do well, and so I'll take that bet. So let's look at the draft board. See how that's kind of playing out. Went through this pretty quickly. We're at 34 minutes. I might get in another one. I don't know. When I first started looking at videos, I wasn't a big fan of watching videos over like 30, 40 minutes. When they're like an hour, I'm just like, ugh. But cool, guys. This is the draft. Just cap it really quick. My wide receiver one is Amon-Ra St. Brown, London. Wide receiver two. Then about 5 picks later, at round eight, I have 6 picks later. Say Xavier Worthy, wide receiver three. That's not good. Shaheed. Here, we're looking at it here. So we'll start from the top. Jared Goff, QB1, Sam Darnold, QB2, Fernando Mendoza, QB3, all with the different bye weeks. So I'm happy about that. Usually I'll take 2 quarterbacks, or sometimes I'll take 2 quarterbacks with the same bye week. So, um, great to have 3 quarterbacks with different bye weeks and hope, one of the buys on for one of the quarterbacks, one of the remaining two do great. So, um, on to my running backs, Cam Scatterbull, right, running back one, Bucky Irving, running back two, Jadarian Price, running back three, Chuba Hubbard, Jordan Mason. So I'm just noticing all have a different buy. I love it. I love that. Jordan Mason is sharing the backfield with Aaron Jones, but Aaron Jones is an old guy, so I don't see him, being the RB1 for all of 2026 or all of the season. So I like my running backs, not too bad. I know I didn't take a running back till, round four, but I'm I'm happy with it. My wide receivers, I did take my anchor wide receivers with Amon Ra and Drake London. So wide receiver one, Amon Ra. At two, Drake London. At three, Xavier Worthy. Raheem Shaheed at wide receiver four. Denzel Boston. Should have been Trey Tucker, but it's all right. Denzel Boston, wide receiver five. Journey Bernard, wide receiver six. Taekwon Thornton, wide receiver seven, and Jack Besh, wide receiver eight. So what I'm thinking is these guys here, the last four, probably going to be rotating in the starting lineup, or if they even make it to the starting lineup. Just hoping that one of the weeks that they just kind of go off. So we'll see how that goes. Even with Raheem Shaheed, I know he's like participating more. He might be the wide receiver two now, but even then, who knows? Last year he did great with the Saints, but then he went to Seattle and he just had maybe 1 or 2 weeks that he was pretty decent. So I just hate that I have 3 wide receivers with the bye week with week 11 bye. But Titans, Trey McBride, and AJ Barner. So I have AJ Barner stacked with Sam Darnold. I like that. So not too bad. Let's see where we're projected. We're projected to have 2,903 points. Let's see if anyone else is projected to have more. Sometimes I like looking at this. I know this is not a great indicator, but this guy's projected to have more points, 29-12, just barely. He did take just 4 running backs, though. Let's see, he took 7. He took 4 tight ends? Jeez, dude. Why? Juwan Jennings to stack with Tyler Shug. I do like Tucker Craft, though, I'm not going to lie. But I think at this point, you should have stopped at Kate Auden. You don't even have another stack, do you? Jordan Tyson is stacked with Tyler Shug. Oh, this is the guy I picked 12. I remember this guy. Took like 3 running backs. I get it now. Okay, I see why you took 4. Only 4 running backs. All right. All right, y'all. Let's get into another one. What time is it? It's 10:43. Sure. Why not? Screw it. Let's go. So let me stop sharing really quickly. should we get into another one? It's kind of late. As you can see in the background, I do have a kid, so they just get up in the middle of the night. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I might just call it. I do these drafts every day, and that's why again that's why I started streaming, just because I do them every day, and so I said, why the hell not? Why not do these? So I'm streaming. I'll be just subscribe, follow me. I'll be streaming around the same time. I usually stream right after my kid or my daughter goes to sleep. So if you want to join in and just kind of chat in the chat live, I'll be streaming around after 8:30 or 9 p.m. So Western time. So, all right, y'all. Peace.